Good morning, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we are here talking coffee, tea, thoughts, and conversations with the BizChicks. Welcome to First Monday. I'm here with my friend and partner, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we are the Biz Chicks. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. We hope you'll join in the conversation. We want to give a shout out to all of you watching live and on the replay. And for those of you in the clubhouse, we want to say, hey, welcome to the conversation. How you doing this morning, Fran?
I'm doing very well.
Good.
So today we're talking we've been talking productivity. I know normally in January and December people talk productivity, but anywhere you are in the construct of your business, productivity needs to be talked about. You need to check in from time to time to tweak what's working, what's not working, just for your productivity. And productivity includes you being productive in fun and in relationships and all aspects of your life, not just your business life. You need to be productive. We don't do fun productively sometimes, but we're here to help you change that. We need to be harmony in all aspects of our lives, not necessarily balance, but in harmony. Your life needs to flow in harmony. Okay, so what we are talking about today, we're continuing on. We talked about the CRM. We talked about how you need to have one. I believe we mentioned about having a calendar. Well, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the calendar situation today. Okay. Mm-hmm. So with the calendar situation, I was listening right before I got on to some time management techniques. I know we talked about having a calendar, and we know, if you don't plan your time, we know all of the ones that we've heard about. But let's simplify our calendar life. You know what I mean? Let's simplify that. Mark has a comment here, and he says that American culture is often fixated on amount of time. Many wear the badge of exhaustion as if it were honorable. It is not about presence or time. It's about productivity. What have you actually done? And that's what we're going to talk about today. Mark also puts in there, what are you busy about? So here we go. So time management tips. And then we are going to be looking at it from another perspective. And good morning, Facebook user. You might need to tell us your name because we don't see it. So thank you for doing that. So the time management tweaks that we can do, we can now, you kind of know what you do every day because you're doing it every day, right? So yes. What we want to suggest for you to do is everybody has a little question. How many hours in a week do we have? Everybody, somebody give me an answer. How many hours in the week do we have? And I would do music, Terry, if you want, Hey, Janice, how are you doing? How many hours in a week do you have? There are several answers. So the number, how many hours in a week do you have? This is a trivia question. Y'all can use your computer to do this too, by the way. Anybody got something out there?
Okay,
Nobody?
let's see that. Look, Janice, how you doing, Janice? Janice's question is
For
hours of
what?
the week for what?
Right. That would be a good question.
That's a valid question.
Okay. So I have a formula. So y'all ready? Since
Mm-hmm.
Janice is, Janice, that would, that's really good, well, for what do I need to do? Okay. So there are 168 hours in a week. That's 24 hours.
Times
Okay.
7. Mm-hmm.
Okay. 24 hours, 7 days a week. There are exactly 168 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Being that you need to sleep 8 hours a day,
Well, Janice says
seven
she's down
days
to
a week.
85.
Say again.
Janice's guess was she says 85 based on that.
Okay. So there's 168 hours total in a week. We
Mm-hmm.
need to sleep. So if you're sleeping 8 hours a day for 7 days a week, that's 56 hours of sleep. So if you take the 168 minus the 56, that leaves you with 112 hours for you, for your day, to do things that you need to get done. 112 hours per week. So, we've had where people tell you in the financial thing, where are you spending your money? Like every time you buy something, you write it down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's talk about in the time management realm, where are you spending your time? And I will put the link to this YouTube video. And he talks about time management tips. There are people who are doing something called the bullet journaling. Janice, are you familiar with that? Where you're writing down what you and you're writing it down, like, okay. Anyway, you're writing down everything that you're doing
You're bulleting, making a bulleted list.
of your time, from January, because we're going to talk about three things. One of them would be the year, the week, and then the day. So, but you're bulleting what you're doing, right? Well, there's a digital way of doing that.
Okay.
You're opening, because you can do it digitally. You can write it out, hand write it out, especially if you have an iPad. You can do that. But you can also use your Google Calendar, and in those 112 hours that you have every week, you can set up your ideal life. What would you love to be doing? What is it? What does what does a year look like for you? So when you did the bullet life, you put January through December goes across. You can use a spreadsheet, right? A Google spreadsheet from January to December, and then 1 through 31 days. So if you decide, like Terry is going to go out of town for vacation, couple of days on vacation in May. So in May, you would write that in that spreadsheet. You take the Google spreadsheet. Google is free. You have one with your Gmail account. So you have that spreadsheet in May. You could see that in May, I'm not going to be here. Instead of, it's like having your regular calendar, but you can see it on a widescreen view. It's like you're stepping back and you're looking at your life here. Oh, and January, I will be here, right? February, I'm going here. I'm going on an adventure, skydiving, sea surfing, whatever it is. You see it on that calendar. So you put all of your major events widescreen on your calendar for the year. And I'm going to send you this. I'll put the link in the chat for this YouTube video, because he explains it a lot more detail than what I'm doing here today. But you're going to identify where it is that you want to be for the year. What is your year? What does your ideal year look like? What do you want to be doing this year in 2020? I think I'd like to go to the beach. Well, we're going to figure out where are you putting that on the calendar to go to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Not just talking about, oh, it'd be nice to go to the beach. Put it on the calendar. When do you want to go to the beach? And put it on the calendar. And what you're doing is you are creating the work life of your dreams. You are creating the personal life of your dreams. And so you do that one. The next one is the weekly. So you're going to set up a Google Calendar for your weekly life. What is your ideal? When would you like to get up in the morning? Nobody has ever asked us that.
No, I was going to say, nobody ever asked me, when would I like to get up?
We are
and be okay with it if
right.
it's different from what they do. You know what I'm saying?
So most of the time, most of the time we're getting up to fulfill somebody else's.
That's true. To make
whatever
room
they
for
got
somebody else's dream.
Right.
Because the kids have to be at school so
Mhm.
they can fulfill their dreams. The husband or the wife has to be at work so they can fulfill their dreams. The car has to go to the shop so that the other people can keep rolling. You know what I'm saying?
So what is your when would you like to get up in the morning?
Mhm.
When would you like to have your breakfast? When would you like to write that book? When would you like to go out for your walk?
Mhm.
When would you like? All of these things need to be on our weekly calendar, on our weekly calendar spread. When would you like to do having your, and then see when it's your idea and you put it on your calendar. Everybody else then slips in wherever you've made room for everybody else. When would you like to take face-to-face appointments?
Mm-hmm.
When would you like? Do I want to? I don't want to take face-to-face appointments before 10 o'clock in the morning because my ideal life is I'd like to get up at this time and maybe I want to sleep in. It's okay. If I'm up at this time, I'd like to have breakfast at this time. And see, you can plan your breakfast at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not rushing out, sliding through. Like the other day, we were going somewhere and people were hooking this curve to make a U-turn to get to Starbucks. They was like, I was like, ooh, wee, because they needed to get to their wherever they were trying to go. But you can have, I can enjoy my backyard. I can sit in my backyard. I can write that book that's been on my heart for me to write. I can put things into play without feeling the pressure of doing somebody else's time. Ooh, doing time for somebody else. Seriously, you're doing time, but are you doing time for yourself? What does your ideal time look like? And then what I'm encouraging today is that we put it on our calendar and we do us. More of ye in 2023.
Okay, well, we have a comment here from Janice. She says, 40 hours work week, 49 hours sleep, 15 hours home, 20 hours God, 20 hours family, and rest for me.
Right.
And then Mark has a comment.
Before we do that, I want to address Janice's comment.
Okay, let's go back up. Hold on.
Because see, I saw something. Her family and rest came at the end. Work was at the beginning. And I'm saying, let's rethink that. When do you want to do what you want to do? I want to spend time with my family at the beach. That goes on the calendar first. I want to take myself to go do whatever. You do that first. I know. Okay. So, in order for you to be selfless, you're going to need to be selfish.
Mm-hmm.
I know people don't want to hear that. You're going to need to be selfish for you to be selfless. For you to be able to help someone else, you're going to need to be, you got to be selfish.
Yeah.
You're going to put you first, put your mask on first, then help everybody else. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking, perhaps maybe you do your 20 and all of that first, get your sleep in, then go to work for everybody else. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Tachi. So be selfish so you can be selfless and work the calendar for your purposes, not necessarily working it for on, like I said, doing time for someone else. We do time for other people first, and then we get the raggedy ends left. And, ooh, I'm tired and can't hardly sleep or whatever. Can't I like to do puzzles. I would like to be able to sit down and do an hour of puzzles without feeling um, guilty that I'm not up doing something for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I want to sit here and play a puzzle. And I should be able to do that. You should be able to do what you want to do on your time. And I'm here to say you are free to move about the planet. You are free to be able to do what you would like to do. Put it on your calendar. Put you on the calendar first. What is your ideal week look like? What will you do with those 112 hours that you have?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I'll take Mark's comment.
Okay. Hold on.
I think it's this one.
Yeah, but before we do that,
This one.
I want
Go
you
ahead.
to hear what Dr. T said. She said, "Not Raggedy Ann, all wore out." Okay. So now let's go back up to Mark's comment. Okay.
Mark said, in the last consulting contract that I negotiated, I made it clear that they were paying for the results, but would not dictate my schedule. If I'm there for 2 hours or 9 hours, not your business. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I will not, okay, I'm going to push the wrong
He
button.
goes on to say,
I will not be held to the presence over productivity paradigm. I will give you the results in the time in which we have agreed, but you will not tell me how. You are paying for my expertise. Yes.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and then Janet put on here God first, which, okay, family second, and me last. Me last don't go. God first, me, then family. I know that's a new paradigm shift.
But you know something, when we were teaching um, employment classes, we had to point out to people that if, because a lot of them were single parents, that if something happens to mom, everything else is going to go downhill. So we had to help them shift their paradigm to put themselves first.
Right.
Because if you have a mental breakdown, what happens to the kids? All these people that you're doing all of this stuff for, what happens to the person that you're the caregiver for or whatever? You understand what I'm saying? So um, and it goes back to there's an old saying: if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. But the truth is, if mom is not healthy, we don't know what's going to happen to the rest of the family.
Right.
So we encourage you as individuals, whether you're the mother, the father, the caregiver, whatever your position is, to put yourself first. Make yourself a priority.
Right. And it's going to, and that's a paradigm. A paradigm is a way of thinking and a behavior of thinking and behaving. And a paradigm can keep you stuck. People, it will keep you stuck. And Janice, I'm not talking about self-care in that sense. I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about the fact that if you don't take care of what you're supposed to take care of, you're gonna be looking up at him and like, why am I here so early? Why am I in heaven so early? Because you didn't do what you're supposed to do. We have a responsibility, and that self-care is maybe time with him, but
Mm-hmm.
not doing for everybody else at the expense of doing what we're supposed to do
And
for
he made
ourselves.
us stewards over ourselves as well as the other things he's put under our dominion. So I say that to say that yes, he does cover you, but he also, you got to use some common sense.
Yeah. And then stop when you're supposed to stop, not just go,
Mhm.
go, go. And I got to go do this. And I got to, and
And I'm
I'm
so
saying,
tired, I can't take myself to the doctor.
right.
I'm so tired, I can't even go to get the medicine that I know I should be taking or whatever it is. I'm so tired, I can't rest. I'm up all night because I passed my threshold. Now I miss a whole night's sleep. There are different things happening with different people. And that's not to say that, we're
You,
talking to you
and
guys in particular.
we're
We're
not
talking
telling
in
you,
general.
we're not telling you to abandon everybody else.
Hmm.
We're just telling you go to the front of the line. Be,
Hmm.
get in the front of the line because I can't help you if I'm not in good standing, in
Yeah,
good shape. I'm not going to be any good to you. So I
exactly.
don't mean um, uh, overdoing it.
Uh-huh.
I just mean having some sense of, you know
Some
what,
self-awareness
right,
of what.
and
Hmm.
that I need to take care of me. Um, and God, I mean, Mark has a comment here. He says, "You are the vessel through which God expresses. You are the expression of God in action. So if you are not honoring yourself, you are not honoring God."
Hmm.
Mm,
Hmm. Hmm. And
okay.
just like he'll cover you, he'll cover all them other people you think you're trying to be God too. Yes. That's
And I remember God told me that one time. He said, Jesus already saved the world. What are you doing?
hmm.
Because
And
I'm
my thing
trying to
is,
do everything. And I was like,
yeah, let be God all by himself. You know what I'm
so in that, we're talking about your calendar. What are you going to do with those
saying?
112 hours that are there? 100. So there's 168 hours in a week. 56 of
Hmm.
them hours we need to be sleeping and getting some rest. And then the other 112, what are you doing with that? How much of that is devoted to you? And when I say you time, I'm talking about like I wanted to read up on productivity and how I can
Hmm.
be better. If I'm always doing stuff for everybody else, when am I going to read up on the productivity? When am I going to learn how to use my new tools?
Hmm.
Look, we got a phone. Do we know how to use it properly? Well, no, because we haven't taken the time to
Keep up
taken
with the
the time
changes.
to sit down and figure out what this thing does. Because we are so much okay, we are doing time for everybody else that we
Hmm.
haven't taken time to do some things. I was like, you know what? I want to play a puzzle. I want to learn some new productivity tips for me. And whatever I
Hmm.
learn for me, I'm going to tell it to you so that you all can be free too. But I need to learn this productivity tips. Um, what am I? And so we got 112 hours. And I think the best thing that I got out of this is what is my ideal week look like?
Hmm.
What is the week of your dreams? What is it that you want to do? Because Terry, you were saying like when you look back over your week, you got a lot of stuff on there that I'm like, I don't want to do this, and maybe we need to start taking stuff off the week, um,
Hmm.
stuff that other people can be doing.
And the other thing is, do you have to be subject to every suggestion? Okay, this week we're going to do 50 affirmations, or this week we're going to change our schedule to this, and this week we're going to block time and da da. And you find yourself shifting so often that you can't keep up. And you can't possibly do all those things on your calendar. So everything, and we recognize that everything is not for us.
Mhm.
However,
Right.
you over the years you can really get mission creep from other
So
people.
and a lot of times that happens because we don't know how to say no, or we won't say no, and a paradigm keeps us in there. Well, I gotta do this for them, and okay, no, no is the complete sentence,
Hmm.
and it's okay to say no. Because I'm looking at a lot of YouTubers that are doing stuff, and I'm like, okay, they are successful in whatever they're doing on YouTube or whatever endeavor they're doing in life because they are focused on this. This is what their ideal life. My ideal life. I'm watching this guy. He's doing his thing. He's
Mhm.
not he's not trying to do things for everybody else. He makes time for family, he makes time for work, but he also makes time for self. Eating correctly. Do we make time to eat correctly? Or are we sitting down scarfing up a burger on the way through the drive-through on our way to our
Mhm.
next appointment, and we're not, because we haven't decided what was going to go where. And then here's the thing, after you've created your ideal week on your calendar, keep your promise to yourself.
Mhm. Mhm.
If you said that you're going to do a puzzle as part of your wind down time at in the evening, right before you go to bed, this is my time to wind down, and you
Mhm.
wanted to do a puzzle and somebody calls, don't answer the phone. The phone should be turned off. I know one person I heard, they take the phone, put it in another room, and let it charge up in another room where they don't even see it. But what if my family calls?
Listen, I was getting my hair done yesterday, and it seemed like everybody wanted to call me. I'm like, you know what? I just need to take this phone, turn off the ringer, take the ear pods out of my ears, you know what I'm saying, and turn it off because I was there to relax. That's part of my relaxation. So sometimes you got to turn it off. It can charge while it's turned off.
So I put the link in the chat for where I got this. The gentleman was talking about how I manage my time, but you pick what works for you out of that. I heard, what does your ideal week look like?
Mm,
What is your ideal year? And I like the idea of having the large spreadsheet so I can see what's happening in a year and I can put stuff on there. Now my challenge will be to keep my promise to myself. If I said I'm going to the beach in August, I need to be making plans to get to the beach,
mm-hmm.
and I'm not going to be available during that time. Uh, Instead of living life by somebody else's when somebody else's, they have on their
Itinerary. Has somebody
yes,
else set your itinerary?
right, and you living your life on doing someone else's time. I can't, just like jail, I can't go because so and so is having this. Or when you get ready to have an event, you don't have an event because somebody else is having an event that same day.
And
No.
yeah, it's just a lot. And the other thing is, you may not be able to go to a lot of these things with the other people in your life because they have so much going on in their life. Pick one, pick two or three of those things, not every day. Uh,
So what is your ideal week? What does your ideal day look like? What time do you want to get up? When he said that I was like, oh, I get to pick what time
exactly.
I get up and what time I get up, what time
No,
I want to have breakfast.
nobody has ever asked me, what time do you want to get up? And here's the kicker. I'm retired. I really have the ability to choose.
And here's the thing, even and I'm not retired because I run in a company, but I can decide what time I'm going to see clients. I don't have to see them just because it's 9 o'clock in the morning. I don't have to see you at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-mm.
I love you, but I don't. I've said this before. I don't take calls prior to 10 o'clock in the
Mhm.
morning.
And I'm finished with my day by 4 in the afternoon because I get up pretty early, and
Right.
that's my preference. Uh,
Hey, good morning, Liz. She says, I learned to use the do not disturb button to get things done.
there you go. There
And
you go.
see, okay, going back to this phone, if you have an iPhone, and I think Android has the same thing, where there's focus modes. You
Hmm.
put a focus mode on do not disturb, or work, or play focus, or whatever the focus is. You put the focus
Hmm.
mode on, and it'll notify people, oh, they're not taking note, notifications are turned off or
Hmm.
something. People will get the hint. Nobody needs to have all day full access to you.
Does anybody remember pagers? When
Mm-hmm.
pagers came out, they gave us. I worked for the government, and they gave us pagers, and I'm like, I am not a neurosurgeon. Why do I need to be paged? What is going on here that is so critical? And you're not going to page me if something happens to my kids? Okay, but you can page me. I'm like, okay, this is way too much access. And I took the little pager, put it in my purse, and took it home, put it on the dresser because they weren't paying me enough for that.
Yeah, Mark says, I rarely take clients before 10 a.m. and never on Sundays except for
Mhm.
emergencies. And what I say to you, I would say to you, everybody should take a full day off during the week and do whatever you want. Just take the full day off. We're not Energizer bunnies where we just need to go, 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 go. No, take a day and just take the day off.
Mhm.
Do nothing. Walk around your room 3 times. Whatever you want to do. Make a movie day, but do you once a week. And I think life gets a little better because you know that you're doing something good for you. Go out and get an ice cream cone. Walk to, now that they're $4, but anyway,
Which was a shocker, but go ahead.
when you walk, to walk around the block, walk down to the park, go get you an
Mhm.
ice cream cone, sit on the grass and just look at the clouds. What
Live your life.
Right, what does your ideal life calendar look like? Write your ideal life. And when we're saying write your life on your calendar. Wow, I'm going horseback riding, and so you see it come up on the calendar. I'm going horseback riding that weekend. I won't be able to do that because you on your calendar, you have created a beautiful picture of what your life looks like because you put it in the calendar. You,
Hmm.
you use your calendar to paint the picture of the life that you wanted to live.
There you go.
So
I love.
that is our conversation for today. Create the life of your dreams using your calendar.
All righty, dighty.
So,
Dr. Tachi says yes, yes.
So
Live your best life.
today is first Monday, and we want to know about what you got going on, Terry. So if you want to put the invite into the chat, you all can come on and talk to us and tell us about who you are, what you got going on. And this evening at Seasons 52, we will be meeting in person to talk about things that will help take the hassle out of your
Mhm.
hustle. We'll have a special guest coming in, and we'll have some really, good food and where you can network with one another. But most of all, where you can connect and grow, and then use some tools and things to just propel your business to the next place. So
Mhm.
if you are coming in, put a 1 in the chat, and there's the link. Let us know that you're coming in, and then talk to us. We want to know while we're waiting. You can put some music on, Terry, and
Mhm.
while we're waiting, you can tell us if you're not coming in. You can tell us what productivity tools are you using. You put that in the chat. How does your calendar work? Mark says, I rarely take clients before 10 a.m., never on Sunday. I
Mhm.
like the fact that you have decided what you want to do. Like, the dog will actually get to go out on a walk because I decided I'm not going at 6:30. I'm taking the dog out to play and things of that nature. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We're not just
Mhm.
being stuck up in the house. Thank you, Dr. Tachi. That is compliments of StreamYard. One of the see, and that's the other thing. I get to read up on StreamYard and all the new stuff that they're doing because I put in my calendar study new tech or research new tech, something so that I can keep going with new stuff. So whatever your life is, make room for the life you want to live. Make room for it.
I like it. Sounds like a new business to me. Let's
Make room for the life.
make room for your life. Okay.
Well, that's
All
a
right,
book.
everyone. We look forward to seeing you at First Mondays.
And Liz says, I also learned to write things down on my calendar, even things like walk the dog. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It is, you write the vision, make it plain. I'm walking the dog today at whatever time. We want you to live the life that you want, the business life that you want, and come and see us tonight. Oh, Dr. Tashi says StreamYard is trying to up their game.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, they're doing very well with that, Dr. Tachi. I was like, they got some more new tricks over there. I got to go take a look at. But they are definitely up in their game.
There you
We
go.
like it. They're still around too. After what? How many years has it been? Has it
I
been
don't know,
5
but I'm
years?
grateful.
I am too. We
I am
love
so
StreamYard.
grateful because I have really um, learned this particular site. What are we doing? Oh, Dr. Liz says this. I also learned to write things down on my calendar, even things like walking the dog. Oh, okay. Oh, no, here it is. Jenna says, hi, do you have topics for the first Mondays?
Yep, we do.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have to come out and see what we're going to be talking about today.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The question
And
is,
Janice, if you are available, I know that you got some other things going on, but if you are available, we're inviting you to come and say a little something, something.
mm-hmm, particularly about your business, because I know that we've had a extension on taxes. So if you want to come out and just make people aware, and whether or not you still have appointments available for May, because most people think it's over. But
Right.
for
Then they think, oh
California,
my God, they
yeah.
gave us automatic extension.
Mm-hmm. So you may want to come out and just make people aware. With that, we want you to know that we love you guys. And if you have not joined our community, we would love for you to join our BizChicks community by texting biz to 33777, or you can find us over on bizchicks.net. And remember, today is First Monday. So come on out.
Okay, Dr. Tachi, we're going to have to make that happen. You need to come to Cali one time or another. And here's the thing, we may go live tonight. I have to see how to make that happen to see if we can make it go live. It's at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time.
Okay. All right, guys. We love you, and we will see you tomorrow. We'll be talking with
TJ.
TJ, all the way from New York City, our social media guru. She says, cool. Okay, Doc. All right. So stay tuned. And Wednesday, we'll be talking with Coach Karen, all the way from Toronto, Canada, discussing bringing in profits daily. When Thursday, we'll be talking happy, healthy habits with Robin Shamizu and friends. Friday, we will be talking tech with the Tech Divas. So come on back. We love you and we'll see you soon. If we don't see you this evening, if you're not in the Sacramento area,
Mark, and this is for everybody.
we're
And
going to
it is not necessarily this event. It's everything. Don't talk about what you're going to do. Put it on your calendar. Thank you for that reminder, Mark.
Have a great
And
day.
I'm talking about anything. I'd like to do such and such. Then put it on your calendar.
There you go. All right, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.